The situations that we encounter in life take us to places where sometimes people, ourselves included, are trapped in tombs of pain and despair. Darkness encompasses the light. A public school teacher struggles in a classroom filled with special needs kids, where dealing with behavioral issues far exceeds the time needed to educate children who are wanting to learn. A mother watches in horror as a stranger looking to kill someone picks up a 5-year-old boy in a mall and throws him over the side of the third-floor balcony. The child plunging 40 feet and suffering massive head trauma and broken arms and legs. The alcoholic who shows signs of recovery and promise in treatment, 7 months sober but then decides to walk out and enter a relapse because a future without alcohol is hopeless to envision. And the mind's craving is too conditioned that it tells the body that it can't feel unless it is fed with more alcohol. The person who walks into a doctor's office one day and is told they have cancer. The employee who is called into the boss's office and told that they must relocate to another city or risk losing a job they need and love very much. Today we are invited into Luke's Easter story. This version of the Easter story invites us to imagine that we are not only an important part of this story of faith, but that yes, you and I indeed have the potential to be agents of change and transformation, living examples of good news and healing and resurrection. When the Sabbath was over, the women came to the tomb of Jesus to anoint his body for burial. Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the others. And they are going through these culturally defined emotions of respect, preparing spices and expecting to find a body that is dead to anoint it for burial. Luke's is a gospel that emphasizes the faithfulness of women. Women rise to the standards of discipleship as they follow Jesus faithfully on the journey, something that most women did not do in that day and time. All 4 Gospels concur that it was the women who remained with Jesus to the end and who were the first at the tomb to witness it as empty. And so the women, once looking into the tomb, rushed back to tell the others, but the men weren't taken in by the fanciful stories of grieving women. And to them it was just an idle tale. Even the model disciple Peter shows some signs of excitement as he runs to the tomb. He doesn't jump to any conclusions, but stops, looks, sees the burial cloths, and that's as far as it goes. And we're told that he returns home puzzled and amazed. Disciples, both male and female disciples, couldn't find the words to make sense of this experience. And not much has changed in all of these centuries of Easter mornings since that first one. An empty tomb and an understanding of resurrection isn't something to be explained, but we still keep coming back to church and hoping that someday maybe it will make sense to us. German theologian Karl Barth once said, people come to church with one thing on their minds on Easter Sunday, and that is it true? Is it true? I think we all come to church on Easter morning every year wanting news of resurrection to be true, and hoping that this good news that we've heard in church all the days of our lives will indeed make a real difference in our lives. Of all the mysteries of faith, or that our faith invites us to complicate, I think the resurrection is the most astonishing. Not simply in the sense that it's difficult to believe in a sort of kind of logical way. In a way, that's the very point of it. But the very idea of resurrection shatters all of our categories of normal comprehension with which we make sense of this world that we live in. And so the way that I kind of like to approach resurrection is I think it's best to be content not to be able to explain it, but to be grasped by it, like the women and Peter and the other disciples. Chris reminded me this morning that this morning is the 40th anniversary of my call into ministry. And this call was a transforming experience. And it wasn't something that I could explain to anyone. It was a call to change. It was the beginning of a joyful, yet difficult journey with God. I can't explain it, but I was grasped by it. In the experience of living, sometimes we are overcome, and there's something that claims us that's beyond our control. We know what it is, but it's our experience alone. Something others, even those who are closest to us, cannot grasp. Some marvelous possibility takes hold of us and we are left without words, but we are left powerfully transformed and inspired to follow a path. Life is changed. Light shatters the darkness in our life, and life seems clearer, filled with purpose and meaning and passion. And we enter the mystery, and we become partners with God, transforming the world as we experience it. Resurrection, transformation. That is Easter. That is Easter Day. The resurrection of Jesus is not just about his life. It's about our lives as well. And it's about how our lives can become transformed by his life. Resurrection is an invitation to live as best we can the life that Jesus lived. Resurrection is a doorway to life. To a life where meals are shared with enemies, where healing is offered to those who have no hope, and justice and an equal distribution of all of the earth's gifts are preached to those who are in power. Resurrection sees classrooms filled with more and more teachers, and treatment centers that are trained to acknowledge that mental illness and addiction go hand in hand, and malls and other public spaces where people gather are trusted to be safe places for little children. That is resurrection. That is transformation. Christ is risen. Let the people say,